23 minutes after the hour, State Representative Wayne Schmidt from Traverse City, running for re-election as a Republican, is in our Gillespie Group storefront studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Michael Patrick.
So you've been to the Lafayette and American Coney Islands?
I have.
In Detroit?
Yes.
Tourist destination?
Tourist destination when I was down for some Lions games and such. Good friends of mine who are originally from the Detroit area, they made sure we stopped by.
And you like them?
Yes. They're good.
Yes.
I haven't missed too many good chances for Coney Island, so I did eat there.
Do you have a preference, one or the other?
No.
Can't tell the difference.
They were both really good.
Yeah.
And not being being from northern Michigan, we'll eat just about anything.
Yeah. We were just talking a minute ago about the post office and how much money the U.S. Post Office is losing now with email and that sort of thing. Do we need Saturday delivery, you think?
I like Saturday delivery.
You do?
I still enjoy writing notes. My late grandfather, was a postal worker in Cleveland.
Oh, really?
So I like it. I mean, obviously, though, if they need to do some cost savings, I'd rather have 5-day-a-week postal delivery rather than 6 if we can keep at least 5. But, I still handwrite a lot of notes and such.
Let's see what some of our listeners think. Dewey in Mason, you are in the air, Dewey, at 888-900-9966. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think? Do we need Saturday delivery?
No, we don't, I don't think. Personally, if you run a small business or a business that you might need it on Saturday or you expect you can get some work done to keep your business flowing, I would say that might be necessary. But all in all, I don't think we need it. Why? I don't need one more day of bills. I can wait till Monday.
That's why ruin your weekend, right, Dewey? George is in Battle Creek. Good morning, George. How are you?
Good morning, Michael Patrick.
What do you think?
Well, my feeling is that the Postal Service has PPP going on here. That's P-Poor planning. Why not do away with Wednesday delivery and keep Saturday in there so we don't have 2 days in a row with no mail?
Huh. I don't know. Wednesdays is pretty much, I think that's probably the heaviest day, I'm going to guess, for the Postal Service.
Well, Wednesday or Thursday, do away with one of those days and keep Saturday. As a farmer, we get the material on the weekends that, is time sensitive sometimes.
Huh. I'm not sure about, well, I can see from your standpoint, but disrupting the middle of the week might be interesting. Sometimes you get Mondays without mail because of the national holidays. And Paula is in Lansing with her opinion. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning.
What do you think?
Well, I think that we could do without Saturday delivery, and I do write snail mail a lot because I don't own a computer.
Mm-hmm.
But I could do without the Saturday, and we do need to make some cuts in the federal government, and I think that's one good place to do it.
All right, that's 888-900-9966 is the number to call. 888-900-9966. I was glad to hear her say that she writes out snail mail because I got a letter yesterday in the mail. I just happened to have it with me, just by coincidence, sitting here, and it's from the lady, the TV producer who did my segment on the Learning Channel. And she came into town, and they shot for a few hours. And she sent me this handwritten note, which I'm holding up right now. And it's written on strange pieces of paper. And she even explains in here that she didn't have any paper to write on, so she found what she could, and she put it in the mail. And it's all nicely handwritten. It's 2 pages. And it's one of the most charming things to still get a 2-page handwritten note from somebody in the mail. And so I agree. I think if you want to make an impact, email is one thing. But if you want to make a real impact, sending a greeting card or sending a handwritten note, something like that makes a big difference. So I wouldn't want the Postal Service to go away, and I would hope they would thrive so things like this can go on, quaint though it may be. 26 minutes after the hour, let's talk politics now. It looks like Brian Calley even Senator Allen said he thinks it's a done deal, and Amanda talked to Bill Nowling a few minutes ago. He said that later today we'll have an announcement. This fella is 33 years old. He's been sitting in the seat you have here in the studio before, elected twice to the House of Representatives and was running for Senate. Had a smashing primary victory over Michael Trabish, who spent a lot of money trying to outmaneuver him. But now it looks like he'll be going for the lieutenant governor position. What do you know about Brian Calley?
Brian's a great guy.
Yeah?
As a freshman, I certainly enjoyed serving with him. He sits kind of maybe at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, in reference to where I sit. And he's been a real go-to guy, especially when you start talking tax policy and finance and such. Mm-hmm. Of course, he has a former banking background, but, he's sometimes, one of the more quiet and reserved guys on the floor. But when he speaks, people listen. He knows what he's talking about. he's a very trusted member, and as I said, as a freshman, when I have a question, especially in those areas, it's nice to be able to just lean over and say, "Hey, Brian, what do you think of this?" And
Republican State Representative Wayne Schmidt from Traverse City is with us. Wouldn't he have been better suited from a selfish Republican standpoint to be in the Senate? Because there was some talk he might have been Senate Majority Leader if he were elected.
I think, we're lucky to have him in the state as a public servant, as an elected official. He'd be, of course, a top-notch senator. I could see him in leadership. I could see him heading up tax policy, a variety of jobs. And so, but I think it's quite an honor to be picked to be lieutenant governor.
Which position is more powerful, though, lieutenant governor or Senate Majority Leader?
Well, I think
I know the answer.
Well, yeah.
Rhetorical.
It's a bit rhetorical, but I do think that with Mr. Snyder's new approach for reinventing Michigan, his 10-point plan, we've talked about it, how there's a lot of the same things that we in the Republican House have put forward as the Strategic Jobs Task Force, et cetera, that I think he will have more of an impact. That's what's exciting. I think Mr. Snyder's going to, as he says, reinvent Michigan. I think there could be a reinvention of the lieutenant governor's position. And so, of course, with Brian's experience, his knowledge, his legislative experience, which a lot of people were talking about, I think that's going to be a big plus for Mr. Snyder, and I'm very excited that one of my colleagues was chosen.
33 years old. How old are you?
I'm 43.
You are.
Yes.
We got young people in the state of Michigan. If he's the lieutenant governor, that's very, very youthful.
That it is, and I think a number of people are looking for that. I still like to think at 43 I'm not that old yet, and I have a 6 and 7-year-old, 2 little boys, and my wife back up in Traverse City. But I think it gives us a perspective that sometimes, I'm not trying to say older politicians, but this is where it's going. I certainly want a better Michigan, or at least one that was similar to that I had growing up, and I think Brian shares those same values. He's, as I said, I'm very excited to have one of my colleagues be chosen to be lieutenant governor.
Gongwer this morning is saying that because the Senate adjourned until September 7th, it looks like the budget will go down right to the October deadline. I forget who was sitting in here back in May, and they said, yeah, I bet you we're going to be back in October. What's your take? We're going to go right down to the deadline again on the budget?
I think October 1 will get here a lot quicker than we'd like. We probably won't be in the House until, again, September 7th. We have session today. I think tomorrow looks like it'll probably be canceled. It's going to make for a long September, but I'm rested and ready for it. I know my House Republican colleagues have been ready to tackle the budget, waiting for more numbers and such, but we're there. When the Speaker calls, I'm ready to go.
Will you be in Traverse City Labor Day weekend?
Yes, I will.
Where else would you want to be, right?
That's where I want to be. I got the 16-foot rowboat, my 7-year-old. I got my late grandfather's old 6 horsepower Evinrude out, put it on, and this past Sunday we were tooling around Cedar Lake a little bit. He was really excited.
Pure Michigan. Isn't that funny? You're using your grandfather's Evinrude outboard motor, and Senator Allen was here saying he's using his grandfather's. What was that trailer? He's got one of those.
Oh, the Airstream.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that I see across the alley there. Great Airstream. I know his folks, Maury and Betsy, restored it again. That's a nice trailer, and they're going to go up. Do a little camping, I think.
Yeah, lots of tradition in Pure Michigan. Well, thank you very much for being here this morning.
You.
Good luck down the street there today, and we'll talk again soon.
All right.
State Representative Wayne Schmidt, the Republican from Traverse City, running for re-election and would be really one of the most is powerful, the word influential people in the new House of Representatives if you were re-elected.
Experienced.
Okay. We'll say it that way if you want to.